Well, beforehand I was running, because the radio was wanting to put low output out, I was just running 5 watts at you off a little handheld. Now I'm on the old Kenwood rig, which we were playing with yesterday, and I'm only running about a watt at you.
Okay. Can you back off the microphone about 2 inches? 50 millimetres in your language?
Yeah, no worries, Greg. Can do. So yeah, I should be running about a watt at you.
That sounds better. Yeah, you've got the creaky curly cord and the creaky microphone sound. Hold the microphone steady when you talk.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, this is about a watt. So what am I reading on your guessmeter?
A watt? Yeah, just under plus 20 dB.
Right, okay, just under plus 20 at 1 watt, okay. I'm using one of the high gain vertical antennas. So yeah, that's all I'm running as an antenna here, and I'm at plus 20. Wow, okay. That just shows what a good part fit is on 2 motors between us.
I can actually wind my squelch meter back by turning the RF gain down. So I could probably sit it at, I don't know, 3 o'clock on the dial. 3 o'clock? No. 9 o'clock. And give you readings from there if you want to play.
That sounds good.
Give us the carrier for a second.
VK3FTOM with VK3ND on 146500. Is this long enough?
Yeah, okay. That puts you in the noise in an S2 at 9 o'clock on the dial for the squelch RF gain.
Fair enough. Well, you go back to where you were, because if you're covering me at plus 20, that's more than good enough. If I drop this radio has a power setting of, I think it's 1 watt, and if I drop it down, it goes down to half a watt. Can we give that a shot?
Yeah, go for it.
VK3ND, VK3FTOM on half a watt.
Yeah, you're there. You're in the noise. So you're an S0. You've gone from an S2 to an S0. But if I go back up to the top here, you'll still be full whack, I reckon.
Alright, no worries. So there, this is still half a watt, half a watt. So yeah, I'm literally just sitting out in the back garden with this old girl, and it works relatively well.
We don't whistle into microphones on FM, bucko. Oh, never get that out of my ear now. God, this is FM. Funny modulation. Yes, yeah. So you're plus 10 dB here. So when you're running, that's half a watt. When you're running, what does that thing do? 5 watts?
No, 1 watt. 1 watt.
Oh, 1 watt. 1 watt's 20 dB in real terms.
Fair enough. So 1 watt. Okay, so I'm down a little bit on half a watt, but still perfectly readable. Okay, no worries. And sorry about the whistling, that's a bad habit. Somebody who spends most of their time on single side. So this is a 22S to 22S 2 meter contact. Wow, okay. This is one for the history books. Old gear to old gear. Yeah, okay, I'm just using the, I think they're 10 watts each, these radios, aren't they?
Yeah, low power's 1. I'm on low power, and high power's 10 watts.
Alright, mine's currently flicked to high. I'll just go to low power. But no, you're plus 60, I think. This is me on low power, Greg.
Okay, I'm on high power now. Don't understand the meter. The meter's saying you go by the bottom scale. It's pointing at number 6. So I don't know why that is. It should be number 1, I would think.
Yeah, VK3ND, VK3FTOM. This is pretty cool playing with some of the old stuff, isn't it?
The other one might be about an S. There's no light in the meter anymore. A 6 or a 7, S6 or 7.
Yeah, QSL on the S6 or 7. Well, yeah, okay. What about if I bump back up to high?
Go for it.
So from 1 watt up to 10 watts, Greg, 10 watts, full 10 watts at you.
Yeah, this radio must be a little bit deaf because you're not fully quiet and you're not 1 watt, and for the distance you should be romping it in.
Well, considering when I was playing with the Kenwood before, you're on the 7300, the 9700, weren't you?
Yep, true. That list I sent you should be pretty right for what's in your radio. Up to, I can't remember, but I think I'm pretty sure it's probably correct up to, you don't reckon 500's in channel 11, you reckon there's something else in there?
Yeah, buddy, I tried and it definitely wasn't there. I had to listen with another receiver there, and I also grabbed the frequency counter and the spectrum analyzer, and it's definitely not there.
Because I'm pretty sure we never touched anything that came in the radio below, I think we only started playing with it from channel 14 up. I'm pretty sure everything else was preset in the radio when we got it.
Ah, fair enough.
Just looking at it, my UBF channel's in channel 14, as you can see. It's in there, so I reckon that's where we from there on changed. So we originally had them all as even frequencies, but as people disappeared into the different slots, we had to swap them around. So the solder board inside the radio is pretty horrendous around the channel 20 mark.
Yeah, no worries, Crick. Yes, I can imagine that. I've seen those little external boxes which people have got with them, and I was thinking about putting one of those together, you know, where you can play with the diode matrix.
Oh, okay. Well, see how I've got channel 23 as extension? You had to find an old wafer switch and steal the contacts off that, solder it onto the thing, because I don't think there's any contacts in the actual rig for position 23, which is the double dot, or there's two dots. There's one dot that's the blanking space where the wiper actually starts on the switch, and the other dot is position 23. I think I marked it as on mine. I think I made the one that's no good a red dot to remind me not to go there. But the other dot is the extension box, which I have here, and it's basically just 8 switches with 8 diodes, I think.
Yeah, right. Okay. Fair enough. Well, how does it feel to get the old rig on the air?
Feels really strange, especially when I plug the microphone in and the microphone clicks. I reckon there's a voltage bias on the actual microphone. I might have to, and I tried another mic. I've got 2 microphones, believe it or not. I was just talking to Michael about changing the button on the back. My original microphone still has the hooky bracket on it. And this is an exact copy of the ICOM microphone, and it has a button on the back, you know, the big button that you used to put it in its cradle to hang it on.
Yep. Mine's got the hooky thing as well on it as well. Anyway, it's interesting to do the 22S to 22S QSO, and it's good getting some of these old rigs on the air, knowing that they still work.
Yeah. It's a strange playing on this because it's been so long since it's been turned on. Well, actually, it was on for years, just sitting on the rack, and from here it runs a wall remote beside the desk where I could be in the kitchen and talk in, and I don't think I've used that system for years. But it's all still there. It's all still sitting on the wall. So that uses an old, the old wall telephones that had the dial in it. You piss the dial off and put a speaker in it.
Ah, right, that's an interesting system. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, there's right, so you repurposed yours, but, hell, it still works, considering we're having a 22S to 22S QSO. It's amazing how these old rigs still work, though. If you look at the kitchen, well, I'm not on the kitchen table, so if you look at the outside table here, I've got tent poles there from my swag, because one of them snapped and I need replacing. I've got a little mag mount antenna sitting on the side here. I've got a FT60 handheld. I've got a Baumfang, and I've got a spectrum analyzer. And I've also got the frequency counter sitting around here somewhere. So yeah, I've literally gone to town trying to figure out what frequencies are what in this thing.
It does baffle you a bit. But yeah, this rig sat on channel 11. No, not channel 11. What was it? Channel 14 had our UBF channel in it, and it would have sat on the shelf in here running 24/7 for probably 20 years, I reckon, before I upgraded to I think from there I went to a Perium 80, and then from the Perium 80 I went to the 9700.
The PRM 80 is the old Philips thing, isn't it?
Yeah. They're not actually here anymore. They used to sit on the rack here, and they had a repeater cable.